Welcome everyone. Uh, the Sunday night edition of the Insomniac Trivia Net. That'll get started here in about 10 minutes. Nobody's in there yet, but we are here.
How many viewers do we got, Dad?
None yet. Why, are you trying to make it one?
I can't. I'm not signed in.
Okay. While I wait, I'm going to go grab a glass of water. The background.
Wait, what?
What?
Is that Robbie? We already got one chatter on there.
One chatty Cathy, huh?
Wait, what? Is that ... Robbie? I wonder who that is.
Yep, that's Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Yes, it's me, Robert. I read your comments on YouTube.
Yep. Over in Studio B. Come on, background removal. Remove my background. I don't want to see it.
Holy shit, I know that voice. Yep, it's you. Yep, it's me. Whoops, and I shouldn't have said that. Crap.
Ugh. Background. Stay in the background. I need to get a green screen like you have. A smaller one than my other one.
Well, you still got 7 minutes. You could set up your big one.
Not enough. Oops.
Where are you going?
You sure you don't want your background? Yeah. Too hard to set up. Too hard to set up.
Our business till that. Have you connected up our nodes?
They're not quite on yet.
Okay, you can't see it.
Yeah. You only cut out the green part. Caps locks is a thing?
Yep.
Oops, it's Studio B. Oh, this is so exciting. Seven minutes. I mean, 3 minutes.
3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Where are you going? And that starts in 3 minutes. Oh. This is so exciting. Yeah.
Chillax, boy wonder.
Doing it from the relaxation of my own room.
Good evening, everyone. This is Ryan, K1BLU. I will be your Sunday night net control operator for the Insomniac Trivia Net. The net will convene wherever you hear the sound of my voice in about 2 minutes. The net should last about 90 minutes, and a clear frequency will be appreciated.
Next time, warn me because
Well,
I did get some feedback on that.
I think that was feedback from my radio here.
No, like the program and the radio were
Ah,
looping each other.
okay.
You will be my you'll be my spelling bee for tonight. You know, it's like a contest where you have to spell different words. Only
The software that I'm using to bring you in from Studio B, I can actually use that to bring in people all over. I could have Teresa come in as the net control and look like she's sitting right next to us. I could have Mommy come in as a separate one. I could have anybody come in, up to like 20 or something, so it's pretty cool.
I got butterfingers.
Hey, T minus 20 seconds, Butterfingers. What do you want?
You got this.
They're not gonna see me.
I know.
You got this.
But
Okay.
Alrighty.
This is K1BLU and how the world I'm awake, I don't know. What's my question for the night? I just recently read about the invention of Slinky. I'm going to go with A, Silly Putty. Thank you for doing the net 73LKE5MUX.
Evening, Ryan. We're here. Go ahead. Spot K6IP. We're just going to go for the obvious low-hanging fruit and see what happens here. We're going with post-it notes. Let's see where it gets us. 73 IP. Have fun. Well, good evening, Ryan and Robbie and Jennifer, too. What do you got for me today? That would be Alpha, the radar equipment. 7-3, everyone. WB7 VPI, back in net control.
Good morning, or actually good evening, Ryan. Ready for a question. Oh, let's try B, Velcro. Thanks for doing the net. N7FGP.
This is KO6NET. Thanks for introducing me, Dad. Moving on down to Steve, KB6WR.
Yes, sir. And good evening to you and your dad and everyone out there. Steve here in Bakersfield. Go ahead. Well, I'll try Charlie, KB6WR.
That was not the correct answer. Richard James accidentally knocked a tension spring off a shelf and watched it walk down a pile of books. Thanks. It was actually the Slinky. B. Bravo. Thanks for being out there, Steve. Moving on down to Larry, KN6JLX. And Stephanie, I forgot you too, KN6JLW. Well, looks like nothing heard from Larry and Stephanie. Let's try Tony, W6TL.
Good evening. Tony with G6 Penguin there. Go ahead, please. I think it was Silly Putty.
And you would be correct. That would be Silly Putty. James Wright dropped boric acid into silicone oil, creating a bouncy, stretchy material that government ultimately found useless for tires. That was a lot of spelling. Thanks for being out there, Tony. Moving on down to Chris. W1MER.
Robert, you're doing a great job. Just hang in there. You're better than you were last week, and you're going to get also better going on. What's your question for tonight? Know who invented insulin, because I used to work for the company that invented that. That's the synthetic version, that is. So I know it's not that. So I'm going to go with penicillin. W1MER. Keep up the good work there, Robert.
And you would be correct. That would be penicillin. Penicillin. Alexander Fleming returned from vacation to find that mold had killed the Staphylococcus bacteria in his culture. Thanks for being out there, Chris, and thanks for the compliment. Moving on down to Benson, K6BEN, Ben. Well, looks like nothing heard from Benson. Let's try Alan, KI6HNL. Well, nothing heard from Alan. Let's try Alex, KN6ZKU.
Good evening, Ryan, and the Insomniacs out there. It's Alex from Tehachapi, California. I'm ready for my question. Thank you. I'm going to take a stab at Bravo Liquid Bandage. I appreciate you guys doing the net. You guys have a good night. K6ZKU, thank you.
Unfortunately, that was the wrong answer. The Harry Coover rejected the substance intentionally because it was too sticky and bounced to everything it touched. So I think that would be, well, I'm not too sure either, but thanks for being out there, Alex. Let's try.
It was a clear plastic for gun sights.
It was a clear plastic for gun sights, so yeah, it was A. Oh, okay, just got that answer from K1BLU now. Alright, next up is Fred, W6FRC.
Good evening, this is Fred, W6FRC. Go ahead, ready for my question. Answer is B. but I'm not entirely sure. W6FRC 7312, and back to you.
And you would be correct with B, refrigerant gas. Roy Plunkett found that his gas cylinder had polymerized into a slippery white powder that was resistant to heat and chemicals. Thanks for being out there, Fred. Moving on down to Bruce, KM6CUC.
This is Bruce in beautiful downtown Chihuahua land. Go ahead with my question, please. A pacemaker. Kilo Mike 6, Zebra Unicorn Chihuahua. Thank you for doing.
And you will be correct. Pacemaker. Wilson Greatbatch used a resistor that was 100 times stronger than intended, causing a circuit to pulse like a human heart. Thanks for being out there, Bruce. And I'm kind of curious on Chihuahuas, but that's a conversation for after the net. Moving on down to Dave, KG6LYI. Okay, nothing heard from Dave. Moving on down to Jack, KJ6YAO.
Good evening, Robert. This is Jack. I have a hard time reading, too. I always said the writing was too close to the paper. Till your moose. Fire away. There we go. I have absolutely no idea. So I'll go with, I think it was B, potato chips. KJ6YAO. Back to you, Ryan, Robert.
And you would be correct with potato chips. George Crumb sliced potatoes paper thin and over fried them, only to find that the customer absolutely loved them. Thanks for being out there, Jack. Your comment kind of reminded me of that song, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Thanks for being out there. Moving on down to GAR, W6AXM.
Good evening. This is W6AXM. Go ahead with your question, please. I'll go with Alpha on that one, please. Thanks for doing the net. W6AXM.
And you would be correct with A, waffles. Ernest Hamwi rolled up his thin Persian waffles, Zalabia, to help a neighboring ice cream seller serve his customers. Thanks for being out there, Gar. Moving on down to Bud, KI6JIP.
Good evening, Robert. This is Bud, KI6JIP. Go ahead. Go for cornflakes on that one.
And you will be correct. Cornflakes. John and Will Kellogg found the stale wheat turned into flakes when rolled, and leading to the creation of flake cereal industry. Thanks for being out there, Bud. And this is KO6NET. Thank you, K1BLU. Moving on down to Mike, KN6MIK.
Good evening, Ryan with the Y and family. Always a pleasure. KN6MIK, Mike here in San Diego. Hit me, man. Oh, let's go with C. Charlie. That makes sense to me. Always a pleasure, Ryan. KN6MIK, back to you.
And unfortunately, that wasn't the correct answer, Mike. That would be B, packaging for samples. Customers mistakenly dropped the silk bag provided by the Thomas Sullivan directly into hot water, and the trend stuck. Thanks for being out there, Mike. I also noticed that the end of your call sign had the first three letters of your name. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Moving on down to Robert, VK2DY. Oh well, no Robert. Moving on down to Richard, NW7OR.
Greetings, Jennifer, Robert, Ryan, and Insomniacs everywhere. What's up, Doc? Oh, gee, I think I'm going to have to go with Popsicle on that. Thank you kindly for all you do, and 7-3 to everyone. This is NW7OR.
And you would be correct with B, Popsicle. Frank Epperson forgot his drink on the porch during a cold San Francisco night in 1905, creating the first Epsicle. Thanks for being out there, Richard, the Bugs Bunny. Moving on down to Patrick, KI7 lag.
Good evening, Ryan and Robert. This is Patrick, KI7LAG. Go ahead with your question. Oh, gosh. Coca-Cola, Bravo. KI7LAG, back to net.
And you'll be correct, Coca-Cola. The pharmacist John Pemberton combined coca leaves and cola nuts into a syrup he claimed curbed various ailments. Thanks for being out there, Patrick. Moving on down to Peter, KE6 RAX. Trying to be specific. Next is Scott, KJ7DTX.
RAX is here.
And Robert, this is Scott in Gresham. Sorry about that. Standing by.
I missed, what was the beginning of the question? I'll take a guess at the A alpha.
And you'll be correct. A dentist, surprisingly. William Morrison was a dentist who co-created Fairy Floss, which is an ironic given its high sugar content. That's weird. Normally dentists say to keep your hygiene up, but this is KO6NET. Moving on down to Scott. Now is finally your turn. KJ7DTX. Go on, Scott.
This is Scott in Gresham, standing by. All sounds good. I have no idea. We'll try the marshmallow fluff, Charlie. Have a good day. Thanks. It's KJ7DTX.
Well, So close. It was actually B, peanut butter. Dr. John Harvey Kellogg of cereal fame patented a produce process for creating peanut butter as a healthy food for sanitarium patients. Thanks for being out there, Scott. Moving on down to Dave, WA7DGY.
This is WA7DGY, Dave in Phoenix. Go ahead with my question. I'm going to take a guess at Japan.
Well, I was thinking China, but no, it's actually United States. The oyster pail was patented for by Frederick Weeks Wilcox in Chicago in 1849 and later adopted by the Chinese restaurant. Thanks for being out there, Dave. Dave, I'm so sorry about that. Moving on down to Kevin, A17GA. AI7GA. Man, I'm fat.
Good evening, Ryan and Robert. Thank you both for doing the net tonight. It's very good to have both of you doing it. I'm ready for my question, please. And I have to be the one to get this question. I'm going to go with coffee. That's my best guess. Back to net, AI7G.
And you would be correct. KO6NES. NES agrees. That would be coffee. Legend says Kaldi, the goat herder, discovered the effects of coffee in Ethiopia after observing his dancing goats. Thanks for being out there, Kevin. Moving on down to Susan. AI7SE.
Well, hi, Ryan and Robert. Thanks for doing the net tonight. I am ready for my question. Well, let's see. I don't think it's hanging them outside. And I'm not sure about the first one either, so I think I'm going to go with C. I don't know if it's going to help, but that's a really strange question. AI7SE.
Well, you would actually, that would not be the right answer. that would be B, hanging babies outside apartment windows for fresh air, which is not really the safest thing to do. City dwellers use these wire cages to give their infants sunlight and air while living in the high-rise buildings. If I was a parent, I would never do that.
Right.
Moving on down to Chedassawa. KN6TTG. Well, nothing heard from SB. Let's move on down to Chuck and Linda, KN6YMF and KN6YMFXYL.
Hello there, Robert. Good evening, Ryan. This is Chuck, KN6YMF here in St. George. What do you have for us tonight? That's a tough one. And Lynn's already went to bed, so she's not going to answer tonight. So I am going to say, let's go with C. That sounds like a fun one to try. Thanks for doing the net tonight. Great job, Robert. Talk to you guys later. Back to you, Net.
Well, even though that makes sense, that would be A. To keep mustaches from getting into food and drinks. The guard was a small clip or shield that prevented facial hair from getting soggy in soup or tea. Thanks for being out there, Chuck, and I'm going to say goodnight to Linda. Moving on down to, and I forgot the ID. K06NET. Moving on down to Joe, KD4STN.
Everybody over that, I'm ready. C, Charlie on that one, over.
Nope, that wasn't the correct answer. The correct answer was B, 18 eternal light bulbs. The tires were made from a translucent synthetic rubber called neoson, but they were too expensive and distracted for the road. Thanks for being out there, Joe. Moving on down to Phil, K6. Pack my suitcase, because I'm going on a trip.
This is Phil, K6. Pack my suitcase, go! I'm gonna go with bourbon.
That would be correct with read a book while lying flat on their back. The glasses use mirrors at 45-degree angles so the wearer didn't have to strain their neck while reading in bed. Thanks for being out there, Phil. Next is Charles KF6GN.
This is Charles KF6 Golf Echo November. Ready for my question. This idea. We'll try see a baseball cap and see if that works.
Well, close, but not quite. It was a piss helmet. The Man from Mars radio hat was a battery-operated novelty item that could be tuned into local stations. I wonder if it could be tuned into the wind system. Ha ha ha. Moving on down to Glenn, KD5YYZ. Moving on down to Grant, KJ7WKX.
Good evening. This is Grant, KJ7WKX. I'm ready for a question. Well, Bravo and Charlie sound the silliest, so let's go with Bravo. Thanks for doing the net.
And you'll be correct, the cat mew machine. A Japanese company created a device that emitted a recording meow sound every minute to deter rodents. That's actually a weird name for a device, but it works. So, thanks for being out there, Grant. Moving on down to David, K7AWX. Well, nothing heard from David. Let's try Mike, KB6DHR. Downhill Racer. Go, Mike, go.
That's right. Go, Speed Racer, go. This is, good evening, everyone. This is KB6 Downhill Racer, which is my 11-meter handle. They said I couldn't use it on ham radio. Well, I'm doing it. And I was just curious. I used to live in Sherman Oaks, right where the 405 and the 101 cross, and I was just curious where you guys were in Lakewood. And other than that, I am ready for tonight's input. Wow, that's a loaded question. I mean, all of those things could be, but I'm going to go with grave robbers. Those guys were pretty weird. Thanks for doing that.
Well, that's not really true. Grave robbers were there, but being buried alive was more accurate. So these coffins included bells, air tubes, or flags that a person could use to signal for help if they woke up underground. That would be really scary. Thanks for being out there, downhill racer. Hope you win the trophy. Moving on down to Kevin, K6KJV. Well, nothing heard from Kevin. Let's try Todd, KD6DIQ. All right, let's do Carl, KM6. I'm okay. Well, I hope you're okay. Well, KO6NET is my call sign. Moving on down to John, KO6FCY.
Good evening, Insomniacs. This is John, KOCY, and thank you both for doing the net tonight. I'm ready for my question. Man, all of those sound awful. I really have no idea. I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with Alpha. I'm going to go with Alpha on this one, but looking forward to hearing the answer either way. 73s to all, and thank you both once again for doing the net. Happy Sunday, and back to you.
Well, that was a good guess, but it's not an electric shock, because that would hurt. It was a small padlock. The mask covered the mouth, but allowed for breathing and talking through it was locked to prevent snacking. That would not be fun to wear. Nope. Moving on down to Santos. Santos, KJ7ETU.
Say it again.
Okay, no here from Santos. Let's try Eric. WN7GYF.
This is WN7GYF, Eric in Portland. I'm ready. I'm gonna guess Bravo. Be Bravo tonight. Thanks for doing the net.
And you would be correct with the buck chickens. The red lenses were designed to prevent chickens from pecking each other by making blood appear less visible. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Well, thanks for being out there, Eric. Moving on down to Arenza, KK4RYG. Red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, green. Okay, nothing heard from Arenza. Let's try Riley, K6, N6, sorry, ATP, N6, ATP.
Good evening, it's Riley and Campbell, N6ATP. Thank you for running the net tonight. Ready for your question. Oh, I'm going to go with B, Bravo. 7-3, have a wonderful evening.
Well, that would be A, the bra strap. His improvement in adjustability and detachable straps, was originally from the vest, but later became class used on bras. I'm sorry. Thanks for being out there, Riley. Moving on down to Alvin, KG5EGD.
This is KG5EGD, Alvin, here in Houston, Texas. I'm ready for my question. Well, I'm not too sure, so I'm just going to pick B. And yeah, I'll just pick B.
And you'll be correct with B, a expensive training manual. A humor of the pet rock came from the 32-page manual that given care training instructions for the stone. Thanks, Alvin. Say hi to the chipmunks for me, will ya? Moving on down to Keenan. K6MML. Moving on down to Richard, KN6ZNC. Nothing heard from Richard. This is KO6, November Echo Tango. Moving on down to Tudor, KM7DSJ. Okay, nothing heard. To Ray, KK4GQPB. Peanut butter. Nothing heard from Ray. Let's try Joseph. KN4CRC. RCR. CRCR. Nothing heard from Joseph. Let's try Ed. KO6MMN.
This is Ed, KO6MMN. Are you ready for the question? I'm gonna have to go with the hip ring. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, back to you, KO6MMN. Thank you.
Well, not quite. It's the bamboo hoop. Whammo executives saw Australia children playing with bamboo hoops and recreated them using a colorful plastic called Marmalex. Thanks for being out there, Ed. Moving on down to Lewis, KN6IYG.
Good evening. This is Lewis. My call sign changed though. It's no longer KN6IYG. It's Kilo 5 Tango Delta Alpha. I tried to send an email, but I guess it didn't come through. I'm ready for my question though. Thanks. I'm gonna have to go with the paint buckets to Charlie there, sir. And thank you for letting me know. I was curious if that was something I had done with the email or something else. So thank you all for running the net. This is K5TDA. Back to control, 730.
Well, you were that's not quite right. It would be B, pie tins. Students at Yale toss metal pie tins from the Frisbee Pie Company, shouting "Frisbee" to warn others. Thanks for being out there, Lewis, and thank you for updating your call sign. Moving on down to Dave, KF8EXA.
Good evening, Ryan, Jennifer, and Robbie. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, X-Ray Alpha. Dave, I am ready for the question. Oh, that's a tough one. Total guess, going to go with A, Alpha. Thanks for doing the net tonight. 7-3 to you and all the Insomniacs on net. Back to net control.
Well, that's not quite right. It's actually Barbie. B, Barbie. Ruth Hengler saw the Lily doll in Switzerland and realized there was a market for a fashion doll with an adult figure. Hey, for being out there, Dave. Moving on down to Adrian, W6APT.
This is Adrian in San Diego, Whiskey 6, Alpha Papa Tango, ready for my question. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to guess NASA engineer, just the way that thing is designed. I'm going with NASA engineer. Thanks for everything, and back to net control.
And you'll be correct. NASA engineer, which kind of sounds funny, says NASA makes rocket ships. Johnson was working on a high-pressure heat pump when a stream of water shot across the room, giving him an idea for a toy. Well, I'm sure all the kids enjoy his invention today. Thanks for being out there, Adrian. Moving on down to Kelly, KJ5JYU. Okay, nothing heard from Kelly. Let's move on down to Mark. W4ROA. Row. And bottom of the list. Says K1BLU. And Kilo Oscar 6, November Echo Tango.
Bravo, Echo, November. Bravo, Echo, November.
Lima, Yankee, India. Lima, Yankee, India.
Yep, that's me, K6BN, Benson in Hollister, California. Good evening, Robbie and Ryan. I'm ready for the question, please. I'm going to have to guess wood. I don't know why. Anyways, thanks for hosting the net and have a good week, K6BN.
I guess you could say that would be the right answer. Haha. The company began to make high quality wooden toys before the founder's son brought a plastic molding machine. Thanks for being out there, Benson. Let's move on down to. Oh, sorry. I'm so used to this. You want me to go?
Go ahead.
Oh.
All Dave.
All right. Dave, KG6LYI. Sorry for the communication there.
In Valley Center, California. And by the way, a 25-year lifetime member of the WIN system. I'm ready for the question. I can relate to that game. How to Get Rich. a good one, you guys. KG6L.
Delta Yankee. Delta Yankee.
Delta India Quebec.
Okay, Robert, VK2DY.
Yes, good afternoon. It's Robert, BK2DY. It's out earlier when the net was on, but it gets dark now. It's a little after 4 and it's getting dark already. Go ahead with my question. Could you repeat those answers, please? I didn't push the button. Okay. Let's go with 3D. Let's go with that one. VK2D.
And you would be correct. 3D geometry. Andrew Rubik wanting a working model to explain three-dimensional movement to his design students. And after Robert, I noticed we both have the same name. What a coincidence. Moving on down to Todd, KD6DIQ.
Good evening. This is Todd, KD6DIQ. Ready for the question, please? Oh boy, another question I have no answer. How about we'll go with Furby? I think that's A. Just because Have a great night. And this is Todd, KD6DIQ.
Well, not exactly. It's not Furby, but Tamagotchi. Released by the Bandai in 1996, the Tamagotchi became a global craze, leading to many funerals who owners forgot to feed them. That's kind of weird, but
And I was actually a Tamagotchi owner.
says K06NES. Thanks for being out there, Todd. I'm going to hand the mic back to K1BLU, whatever he has to say.
Zulu Sierra Hotel. Zulu Sierra Hotel.
Well, we only have one that go around. Jason, KK7Z8ZSH. Haven't heard from him in a while. Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, I haven't come in for a little while. Things have been kind of crazy. Go ahead with my question, please. Well, Ryan, I got zero knowledge on this one. Just go with Japan. Although I think the thing was invented here in the United States. I could be wrong. KK7ZSH.
Well, that's not quite right. It was actually in the Philippines. While its exact origins are debated, it was popularized in 1920 by the Filipino immigrant who claimed it was as a hunting tool. Now I can't really see that because nowadays we use that as toys, but yep, anything's possible. Thanks for being out there, Jason. Handing the mic back to K1BLU to see what more he has to say. KO6 NET.
And K06 NES.
Wonderful net tonight, everybody. We all did something great. 7-3 to all, and to all a good night. Okay, so
we've got
good?
we've got B-roll on YouTube here until I get these graded, but so far so good. You kind of have to be a little careful with the names, just in case. You never know the origin. Some people like it pronounced a certain way, some don't. So just be careful with that. But all in all, pretty good.
I'll try.
Yeah. You're lying, kid.
Yeah, but other people might not think so.
Let's see.
You're gonna turn off.
Send it?
You're gonna turn off the live stream.
I usually wait until after I finish sending out the email, in case anybody has any comments or anything on the live stream.
All I see is I see Teresa. I see another person.
Just got your text, Teresa, if you're still out there. Right? Let's see. KD5PUR chimed in.
And KO6 NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, was my, as I consider her, my spelling bee tonight. She was the one helping me read the answers to the questions. So I'll give her some of the credit too.
AWX emailed in. Santos emailed in. VK2DY also emailed in, but he checked in by radio. Lynn WWU.
You know, I never got to know what Chihuahua land was.
Bruce owns Chihuahuas, I think. So that's why he usually goes Zebra Unicorn Chihuahua, ZUC. And most of his answers pertain to Chihuahua. Da 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 da. Chihuahua. Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Chihuahua. Da, da, da,
That's from Disney's Chihuahua something TV show.
Isn't a Chihuahua like a type of dog?
Yep, a very, very, very small dog.
Like,
Teresa's still watching us, by the way.
Hi, Teresa. Do you think I did good?
Where do I... Okay.
In downtown Chihuahua land, whatever that is. Sounds to me like a town full of chihuahuas.
All right, so I need to send out the email. There's my email. Let's see. Alrighty, folks. And we'll go ahead and... Oh, wait, did I get emails here too? I got emails here too. I better get these people checked in. Larry and Stephanie went in by email tonight. Can't forget them. And Glenn, YYZ.
So
Check
how
me
long
in.
how long are you gonna keep the live stream up?
Again, just long enough here to finish getting this email out. You can log yourself off. That's fine.
No, I'm fine with that. It's just
Total of 49 tonight. 25 correct with emails. 23 and 1 check-in because he's traveling. Thanks for participating. To the Insomniac Net Peopleses. Send. Bruce's wife has a Chihuahua. Looks exactly like Teresa's Cece. And yes, you did a good job, she says. Insomniac Net answers.
I know I did kind of mess up and whatnot, and probably what's
But you're learning, so that's what matters.
yeah, but
Let's put it this way. You're doing Sunday with me. Sunday is the hardest night because you don't just check in people with 3 questions and 3 answers. You actually do live trivia for everybody. So it's harder than most. If you can do Sunday, you can do any other day. So I'm teaching you the hardest. That way it should be there. Alrighty, the folks out there in YouTube land, I have sent my email, and we are closing up the stream for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the stream tonight, as I did. And KO6 NES wishes you all a good night. And 7-3.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel next week. Chinese symbol, what? All right.